Okay, we do have sound. We have sound. We have video. Here we are. And today we have our Sadhu-bhavan bhajan band. Yeah, we used to have Gauranga bhajan band. Now we have Sadhu-bhavan bhajan band. SBBB, yeah. And we have, let's see what else we have. Okay. And maybe we can get rid of some stuff here. All right. Oh, okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome back to, what do we call this? Oh, Saturday Sanga. Oh, we have some young guests, it sounds like. Okay, let's start. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayame Spuratyadan. How does it go? My brain's not working today. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadama Yam. That's it. Tadati Sva Padantikam Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitangscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadeshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hey Krishna Karana Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Moses Otfierach Okna Janguya. Okay, now we get some air. what was it? Świeże-powietrze. Tak, okay. Świeże-powietrze. Fresh air. Welcome everyone to Saturday Sanga, Saturday, August 14th, 2021. And here we are together, and I'm speaking from Sadhu-bhavan in Poland. And you are all in different places, different parts of the world, as it should be, because this is the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Started in New York in a little storefront, as it's called, in the year 1966, from 26 Second Avenue. It has all started. And latest news is that the devotees, ISKCON, has made a huge step forward in fully acquiring the birthplace of Srila Prabhupada, to the extent that they've been able to actually move out all the families that were in that place. It's a total of, the area's total of about 300 square meters. So that's good size property. And it's extremely complicated legal and financial situation, but according to the report, which you can find on, I guess it's on Dandavat or ISKCON News, the West Bengal government has agreed to, in effect, give the property to ISKCON, but first ISKCON has to pay a certain amount of money to the residents. And they've managed to reduce that amount. They've gotten a loan. They've gotten enough to get everyone out of there. And they've actually now torn down the old, whatever was there already. And I guess they're going to build something, a memorial place of some sort. So that's interesting. I just read that. Yeah. Okay, so what shall we do? How about we sing song number 8, Upadesa, from Kalyana Kalpataru by Sripad Bhaktivinoda Thakura, which is a longer song this time. It has 7 verses. Well, the first verse has 3 lines, and then they all have 4 lines except the last verse, which has 2 lines. And this is going to be some more preaching to the mind. And it's going to be more preaching to the mind about impersonalism. Oh, brothers, why does my rascal mind desire to merge into the Brahman effulgence? How astonishing it is, and to whom shall I admit it? Who's going to confess? Okay, I admit I wanted to merge into Brahman. No, nobody wants to admit. My dear mind, please tell me why you want to merge yourself with that Supreme Brahman, considering it to be the most worshipable thing. So that's a rhetorical question. Oh, hey, Bhai, mana, Keno Brahma hoite chai. Why do you want? Keno is the question word. Why Brahma hoite chai? Why do you want to become Brahma? Ki ascarya hoibo kake kaike. How wonderful, ascarya. Koibo, you will say, and then kaike. I think we're going to need some help here from Sugopi, our Bengali expert, if she's still there. I saw her. There she is. Yeah. Koike.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I was muted, so I couldn't speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want the meaning of koi?
Do you have the song in front of you?
Yes.
It's
What's the word, Maharaj?
It's kake with an apostrophe after ka, so I assume it's koike or kauke. Ki ascharya kobo, so I guess that's koibo. You will.
Ki ascharya koibo. Koibo is what can I speak? Ki ascharya koibo. Kake. To whom?
Oh, to whom? Okay.
Yeah, kake is to whom. I think even in Slavic language, that is kakosi, who. So, yeah, it's quite familiar. Like kake is whom. Koibo, it is Koibo, koibo.
Yeah.
Whom can I speak?
Who will I speak? It's future.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Sadopasya, sadopasya, bolo jake. Okay. My dear mind, please tell me why you want to merge yourself with the Supreme Brahman, considering it to be the most worshipable thing. Okay, sadopasya would be worshipable. Bolo, tell me why you're thinking like this. Tate, so it's kake, tate kano apane misay. What is misay?
This is tate, mane for what? Keno, why? Apane, mishay is generally mixing. Let me see the translation, what they have given. And whom should I admit?
Maybe that's for admit.
Yeah, mishay is generally, the meaning is whom can I express? Like it's a mishay is mixture actually. So my thoughts might be like, it might be the meaning that way.
Okay. Then bindu nahi hoy sindhu bamana sparse indu renu ki bhudhara-rupa Bhai. A drop of water certainly has the qualities of the ocean. Bindu, a drop. Nahi hoy sindhu is not the ocean, but is obviously not the ocean itself in quantity. So that's with some purport. A small dwarf, Bamun, cannot possibly touch the moon despite his best intentions. Bamana sparse indu renu ki bhudhara-rupa Bhai. Bhudhara-rupa, having the form of the carrier of the earth. I don't know.
Yes, yes. Bhudhar, who is holding the earth. So
Yeah.
renu is the sand. Ki,
Oh,
yeah, like ki is why, what for. Bhudhara-rupe pai. Rupa is gaining the form of the Bhudhar. Bhudhar is the
here it
earth
says.
who is.
It's a mountain, it says in the translation. Okay, and a handful of dust can never assume that it has become a mountain. Alas, alas, such a pitiful position is foolishly upheld by those who advocate the philosophy of merging into the Lord's bodily effulgence. The only profit from such doctrines is that it will make one become offensive toward the Lord, which will hinder one from attaining the supreme objective of devotion. That's a very elaborate translation. Labha matra aparad. So labha, the gain, matra only, aparad is offense. Paramartha hoy badha, the higher aim or the supreme aim, badha becomes bound or, yeah. And sayujya, shajuja, badhir, hoy, hoy, or hi, hi, hoy, hoy.
Sayujya is one of the liberation, Maharaj, so that is Sayujya.
Yeah, sayujya mukti, merging, and then badha and badhir, of the bondage of sayujya, hi, hoy, there becomes, or is that an exclamation, hoy, hoy?
Yes, it is expression. Hi, hi.
Okay, it's not the same as hoy.
No.
Okay.
Like alas kind of thing.
Yeah, alas. In Hong Kong, they say, hiya. Right? Sita Rani, she's here somewhere. Hiya.
It's similar.
Eheno duranta buddhi tyaji koro sattva-suddhi anveshaha pritir upai sayujya-badhir adi shastre shabda dako jodi se-sabe bhaktir ange jai. Renouncing this mischievous mentality of trying to artificially merge, duranta buddhi, mischievous mentality. My dear mind, just purify your existence and start searching for the process of getting real love for Krishna. Tyaji, so tyajiya, having given up this rascal mentality, koro, which would be koroha, I think, sattva-suddhi, anveshaha, pritir upai. Upai means process or means. Priti means love. Anveshaha would be the imperative of anu ish, enter into, follow, I don't know. Sorry for all this. Some of you may not like to hear all these details. I'm just taking opportunity to get a little more sense of at least Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Bengali. Krishna, okay. Near sayujya nirvana adi. Nirvana. Usually that's associated with Buddhism. Here he says sayujya nirvana adi. So this sort of nirvana, you can say, shastre shabda deko jadi. If you look in Shastra, It's all achieved by devotion. Se-sabe bhaktir ange jai. In other words, you want to get sayujya or whatever, it's included in the package, the bhakti package, if you want. Krishna-priti palamoy tatvamasi adihoy sadaka chorome Krishna Bhai. Akhanda ananda moy brindavana Krishna loy parabrahma-svarupa janoy. Statements like tattvam asi, which is here translated as you belong to Krishna, are fully permeated with real, tangible love for Krishna. And meditating on such Veda statements helps the aspiring devotee to ultimately attain the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. Okay, palamoy, pala means fruit, and palamoy means consisting of fruit. So Krishna-priti palamoy, the Krishna love, the substance of the fruit, tattvam asi, adi hoy, beginning with tattvam asi, sadaka charame Krishna Bhai, one gets the essence of Krishna. That's interesting because, the standard understanding of tattvam asi is quite the opposite of this. Tat, that, tvam, you, asi, are, you are that, which is taken to mean you are Brahman, which is taken to mean you are, Brahman is impersonal and you are ultimately just, you are non-different from that, you are that. But here, you belong to Krishna, or more literally also is Professor Olivella's translation, you are like that, which makes a big difference also. Yeah. So this is going along then. Adi hoy sadaka charame. Charame, charm means in the heart, I believe. Then one will gain residence in Krishna's transcendental abode of Vrindavan. Akhanda anandamoy Vrindavana Krishna loy. So the residence of Krishna, which is Vrindavan, is akhanda anandamoy, constituted of unending bliss. Parabrahma-svarupa janai. Thus one will come to know janai, the original personal form of Parabrahman. Parabrahma-svarupa, who is situated far beyond the impersonal Brahman effulgence. Okay. The network of yes. No. The network.
Yeah,
of, yes.
Yeah, this I think some typing mistake. It should be Chorone Krishna Pai, Sadako Chorone Krishna Pai, as it is written in the translation, lotus feet, or generally Chorma. Chorma is different. This is Chorone, I think so.
I see.
Yeah.
It should be Chorona.
Yeah. Chorone Krishna Pai, Akhanda Anandamoy, Vrindavan Krishna Loy, Parabrahma-svarupa janai. Janai is to letting know.
Yeah. To let be known. So it's causative. Yeah, charame, I was thinking charma, which I think can mean like the heart, but charana, of course, means feet, lotus feet. Okay, good.
Charma is skin, isn't it, Maharaj?
Is it? Charma is skin?
Yeah,
Oh,
yes.
what was I thinking of? There's another word.
Heart is Hriday.
Okay. Oh, I know. It's said in the Sri Vaishnava tradition that Bhagavad Gita chapter 18, verse 66, Sarvadharman Parityaja, they call it the Charama Shloka.
Charama is like the pinnacle, like the highest point,
Pinnacle.
like where, yeah.
Okay.
So that is choromo. And chormo, like when you say chormo is skin.
Okay.
And choromo.
We have to get our distinctions, otherwise we're in trouble. Okay, ta hote kirana-jala brahma-rupe shobe bhalo maika jagat chomotkar. The network of transcendental rays emanating from his body form the splendorous light known as the Brahman effulgence, which is powerful enough to amaze the entire collection of material universes. Chomotkar means astonishment. It's a kind of onomatopoeic word. Chomotkar. It's like chomot. And it's expressing surprise. If any of the conditioned souls desire to become content by merging into that glowing light, then that would be just like being satisfied at night with the glow of lightning bugs in the absence of the sun. Mike Jagat Brahma Nibrita Hoitechai Maya Bodha Jivatahi Surya-badhir Kadyoter Prai. Oh, Surya-badhir, I guess. Kadyoter Prai. Kadyot. Is that a firefly?
I don't have idea, Maharaj.
Maybe. Maya Bodha Jivatahi Nibrita Hoite chahe. So without service, near Brita, I think might be. Yeah. This insignificant light emitted by such insects will certainly never serve as a replacement for the radiant sun. Surya-badhir kadyoter prai. And similarly, the devotees of Krishna is never content to merge with Brahman effulgence, which is very feeble in comparison. Feeble means very, very weak in comparison to the Lord's original form of bliss. Maya bodha jivatahe nibrita hoite chahe. Nibrita, I'm not sure. Jadi, okay, I'm taking too much time with this. Jadi Kabu, it's a long song. Bhagyo doye sadhu guru samashraye brindavana samukete Bhai, or Bhai. Krishna Kshetra hoje tabe kudra rosha anubhave brahmachari parabrahma-svarupa. If ever there is dawning of one's good fortune, then one will see Vrindavan shining gracefully before his very eyes due to taking complete shelter of the virtuous devotees and spiritual masters. Then, becoming irresistibly attracted by Krishna, one runs and chases after his, that is the parabrahman, after him, I guess. Thus, he simply leaves aside the insignificant realization of merging with Brahman effulgence, for he gets completely overwhelmed by the slightest contact with Krishna's transcendental mellows. Kshudra rasa anubhave. Anubhava means experience, and kshudra means very little. So even a little of the rasa, experience of that little rasa, Brahma, Krishna Kshetra, one becomes attracted to Krishna. Krishna Kshetra. That's what we want, isn't it?
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna. Oh,
Yeah.
long A. Krishna Kshetra. Yeah, that's right. Krishna Kshetra. Hoje. Tabek Shudra. Okay, let's just get final verse. Sukadir Sujiban Koro Bhai Alochan E Dasha Doriche Tabapai. Discuss and deliberate on this, my friends. Make your life successful. Just like the great sages, like Shukadev, Narada Vyasa, etc. Shuka, okay, it's Shuka Adi. So beginning with Shuka, who all gave up Brahman realization by becoming attracted by Krishna. Koro, Bhai, O brother, Alochan, seeing. And then this servant, Bhaktivinoda, will hold on to your feet. E dasha, this servant, doriche, he will hold on to your feet. So he's addressing his mind throughout the song. So he's saying, if you will do what I'm asking you to do, I will throw myself at your feet, the feet of the mind. So that's very nice. All right, here we go. Shall we put it to music? Today we have a big backup band. We have Brihaspati and Emilia and we have Sadhvi. Ta-da. Backup band. Okay, let's see. Oh hey, Bhai, mana Keno Brahma hote chai. Oh hey, Bhai, mana Keno Brahma hote chai. Ki ascarya kobo koke sadopasya bolo jake. Ki ascarya kobo koke sadopasya bolo jake. Tate Keno apane misay. te Keno apane misay. Bindu nahi hoy sindhu bamana sparse indu. Bindu nahi sindhu bamana sparse indu. Renu ki bhudhara-rupa Bhai. Renu bhudhara-rupa Bhai. Labha matra aparadha paramartha hoy badha. Labha matra paradha paramartha hoy badha. Sayujya-badhir hoy sayujya-badhir hai. Keno duranta buddhi tyaji koro sattva-suddhi. Keno duranta buddhi tyaji koro sattva-suddhi. Andeshaha pritir upay. Andeshaha pritir upay. Sayujya-nirvana adhi shastre shabda deko jodi. Sayujya-nirvana adi shastre shabda deko jodi. Se-sabe bhaktir ange jai. Se-sabe bhaktir ange jai. Krishna-priti phala moy tattvamasi adi hoy. Krishna-priti tattvamasi sadaka charane Krishna Bhai. Krishna Bhai. Akhanda ananda moy Vrindavana Krishna Lord. Akhanda ananda moy Vrindavana parabrahma-svarupa jana. Parabrahma ta hote kirana-jala brahma-rupe shove bolo jala brahma-rupe se-sabe maika jagata chamatkar maika jagata chamatkar maya badha jivata he nivrita hoite chahe sayujya-badhir khadyothe sayujya-badhir khadyothe jadi kabhu bhagyodoye sadhu-guru samasraye vrindavana samukhete Bhai samukhete Bhai Krishna Kshetra hoye tabe kudra rasa anubhave Krishna Kshetra hoye tabe kudra rasa anubhave brahmachari brahmachari parabrahma-svarupa Sukadira sujibane korobai alochana sukir jane korobai Sukadira sujibana korobai alochana Edasa doriche tav Bhai edasa doriche tav Bhai Haribo 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 Gaur Haribo Nitai Nitai Gaur Haribo 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 Gaur Haribo Nitai Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura ki jai. Okay. Now, I'm going to excuse myself for 1 minute. And meanwhile, you can all greet each other and as you like. Or you can also take a 1-minute break. I'm right back.
Hare Krishna. Here is Avaduta Roy. I would like to ask Chinese devotee, maybe Gora Nataraj Prabhu. I have a friend in Suriname, and my friend in Suriname preached to some Chinese devotees, and he would like to distribute some PDF Chinese translated Prabhupada book. So is it possible that I get something if there is anything like that? Prabhupada book translated in Chinese, and that we could distribute that to people in Suriname.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear God brothers. I haven't completely understand what you said. Maybe you can give me
your Skype
or a Skype or email.
高飞嘛，我再翻译一下好吗？好的，你说。他们有一个朋友，就在中国传教，他想要一些书本，电子的书本是 PDF 档的中文的书，可以发给他们，他们可以发给他在中国传教的朋友。
中国 I understood that word.
明白吗？好啊，好啊。
OK， 谢谢让你过后，我们联系。我们直接说这件事儿。
好，好
的。
我们可以用 Skype 好吗？是的，让你过后你帮我们联系好吗？好。
We're all being transported to China suddenly. Such nice language. Okay. Hiya. Hawa. Okay. So I want to welcome everyone again, those of you who have come a bit later. And we are hoping that we're going to have a surprise guest today. Yippee! Ananda Leela's really excited about that. Well, I'm saying hoping because he, and it is a he, not a she this time, said when given the time that we would like him to join us, namely 2 o'clock, he said, we will see. We will be spontaneous. So we don't know. So this adds a little suspense to the whole thing. And meanwhile, well, we have different options. Of course, we can go to Raghunath Goswami's Mana-shiksha, but I'm thinking maybe something else, because the other thing we're doing is anticipating Janmashtami. And so I thought this may be a good time to read the very first poem of this particular collection of Surdasa's poems. The very first one is very nice. I'll read the translation. Surdas, of course, wrote he didn't write probably. He probably just sang and someone else wrote. And we don't know if it's actually from Surdas or someone later. But anyway, wrote in Braj-bhasha, which is a dialect of Hindi, one of several dialects. So this poem, this song, is being spoken by Devaki, the mother of Krishna. And she says, this night in the month of Bhadon, which would be Bhadra in Sanskrit, this dark night Soldiers have closed the streets. Deer shut the doors. And the fear of Kamsa is heavy everywhere. The clouds are rumbling. Now it started to pour. The Jamuna's waves are high, its waters black. And the only thought in every heart is this: how to hide the brilliance of that little moon-like face. Husband, why did I heed your words that day? Better I'd been slaughtered there and then. For look at this child and tell me how a mother could live if torn from such a son. So up till now, this was Devaki speaking, and then it says, Devaki's wail, that is her crying, was heard by the one who pities the poor and removes his servant's pain. The one refers to Hari, the Lord. So the Lord heard her crying. The chains were loosened, says Sur, the gates undone. He gave her his wisdom and banished her distress. Badon ki rati andayari badon ki dvar kapata bata roke bata disi kanta kansa bahon bari garajata meg mahajar lagata bari beach Jamuna jal kari shaba thain ihe soch avat ur kyon duri hai sasi badana ujjari katapati bachana boli rashi taba baru uhi din kyon na asimari desho dhon aso sutta bichurata kahi kaisen jive mahatari suni su bilapa devaki ke musha dina dayala dasa Dusha Hari Chuti Gaye Nigad Ughari Gaye Gopur Sura Sumati De Vipati Nibari. It'd be nice to know how this would be sung. I'm sure it's very sweet. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I should ask, maybe why not ask if any of you have something to share before we have our guest. Anyone, anything? Any news, any showing and telling? Let's see. I don't see everyone here, but it seems everyone's being quiet. Seems like our, maybe I have to think of a new way to get some more active participation. Everyone is so shy. Oh, yes, I have something more to share. Is Is Vrindaranya Gopal here? Let's see. Oh, not today. No. Okay. Because I had something I wanted specifically him to hear, and I thought it's also, why not everyone else can hear as well. But he's not here, so I'm not going to tell you. Ha. Oh, Krishna. Maybe I should tell you now that I mentioned something. As you may know, Vrindaranya Gopal is sort of spearheading a project of encouraging devotees to write. And they put together, he and others have put together a text with different exercises, different activities that one can do, different sorts of writing topics. And I wanted to suggest, and okay, let's just tell you, and you may want to do this specifically in relation to the anticipation of Krishna Janmashtami. So there's a particular type of writing. It's not only writing, but generally writing, which is called ekphrasis. Ekphrasis. E-K-P-H-R-A-S-I-S. Ekphrasis. You can look it up in Wikipedia. They have a very good article on this subject. What is ekphrasis? It is a type of writing in which you write about some other work of art, generally or commonly a picture, a painting, or it could be a sculpture. There's a very famous poem in English by the Romantic poet, early 19th century poet, John Keats. He wrote a poem called Ode on a Grecian Urn. An urn is a big vase, and it's a painted vase. You've probably seen pictures, these classical paintings on vases. So he wrote a poem about that, and it's an ode. An ode is a particular form of poem in which it's a glorification, and it's usually addressing, as I understand, directly. So it's like, we would say, second person. So he's talking to the urn, so to say, talking to this pot. So here's what my suggestion is. Little exercise you may like to try. Find one of the paintings from the many that have been done of baby Krishna. It can be Krishna plus Devaki and Vasudeva. It can be Krishna killing Trinavarta, but it should be from his baby time, when he's still a baby. And then write an ekphrasis based on this. Now, this can be done in so many different ways, and therefore, I do suggest, I think it may help you to get ideas, is to read this article from Wikipedia. You can write as if you're addressing Krishna in the painting. You could write as if you're addressing the artist who made the painting. You could write as if addressing another person who is neither in the painting or is the painter. And it's an open field. You can do all kinds of things, interesting things with this particular style. You can write a poem. You can simply write like prose. It's up to you how you want to do it. And if any of you are especially inspired by this, then what I would suggest is we could, next time, you can prepare in advance, of course, what you've written, but also have the picture which you are, or the painting which you are writing about, to share with all of us, and then you could read out what you've written for us. Now, how does that sound? Kavri is doing the thumbs up. And Tia is with us. Hare Krishna, Tia. Yeah, there's no special qualification for this, so you can all try it, or yeah, give it a try. Okay. This can be a very nice way of meditating, anticipating Krishna's appearance, I think. Could be. Okay, so that was one thing on my mind. And well, do we have any updated information about our surprise guest? When he's coming, if he's coming?
I don't have Guru Maharaj. I don't know, maybe someone else knows. I don't know.
Okay. It could be that Nandi Mukhi knows. But I don't see her. No, okay. Well, in that case, some more anticipation of Krishna's appearance is to be found in Sri Krishna Lila Stava of Srila Sanatana Goswami. Krishna Lila Stava, this is a translation by the late Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu, published by Bhaktivinoda Book Trust, with some short explanations sometimes. And it's a series of expressions of obeisance to the Lord. Altogether, I think it's 108 obeisances, but there are several descriptions of Krishna within each obeisance. And every line, it's consisting of so many names of Krishna according to his qualities and activities, and they're all in the vocative form. They're all addressing Krishna. And so in the first chapter, the first part of this, which is paralleling, actually the whole Krishna Lila Stava is paralleling 10th Canto Bhagavatam. And this is this part is paralleling the first chapter. And it's just after, and let's see, this is going to be obeisance number 11. So each, there can be a few verses for one obeisance. And so now already after quite some introduction, we have verse 38. Viyat vag baritat tashva pasha kangsati durnaya vasudeva vacho yukti devaki prana rakshaka. By a voice in the sky, you, because they're all addressing the Lord, by a voice in the sky, you incited the wicked behavior of Kamsa, who had taken up the reins of the horse, and by the words and logic of Vasudeva, you saved Devaki's life. Now, what this is implying is that it's Krishna himself who started the whole trouble by making this voice speak to Kamsa from the sky. The voice that said, the eighth child of your cousin's sister is going to kill you. And Kamsa immediately takes a sword. And he's about to cut off his own cousin sister's head on the spot as he's accompanying her for her wedding. But when he hears this, he wants to kill her immediately. Vasudeva has to think really fast. And it's an amazing passage describing the arguments that he gives to convince Kamsa to not kill Devaki. And basically, he gives him the logic that Kamsa, it's the eighth child. It's not the first or the second or the third or the fourth or the fifth or the sixth or the seventh. You've got a lot of time. And besides that, you can have all the children, one after another. You can, if you want to kill them, that's fine. But just don't kill Devaki right now. And so Kamsa cools down a little bit. So, okay, well, yeah. Actually, it wouldn't look good for me if I killed my cousin sister. So that was all incited. That was all incited by Krishna. Satyavak shauri kangsagra nita putra vimochana devarshi katito danta kangsa nyate hitavamam. You, Krishna, freed the son brought before Kamsa by the truthful Vasudeva. But through Devarshi Narada, you informed Kamsa of your future deeds. Please protect me. So what's he talking about here? The son, you freed the son brought before Kamsa. That refers to the first son. And the first son's name was Kirtiman. Vasudeva had made a promise. He kept his promise. Said, you can have every son, every child born, I'll bring them to you. You can. So he started with the first. And initially Kamsa said, no, it's okay. It's just he's the first son and he's, innocent. So he was being like very generous and very compassionate and like that. Until Narada started making trouble. But here it's saying that this trouble done by Narada was actually you, Krishna. Krishna, you arranged for Narada to come and speak to Kamsa in such a way that he would become alarmed How did he do that? He said, you know, Kamsa, all the demigods are appearing and they're all conspiring to kill you. And they've all taken birth in Mathura and in Vraja. And they're all taking the side of Krishna. Kamsa got excited, got worried, got frightened, thought, oh, I have to do something. What to do? Well, I should kill all the sons of Devaki and Vasudeva. That's what I should do. He thought he was justified to do that. There's a lot of that in history. It's not so fantastic. We may think, oh, this is fantastic, but then you read the history of royal families and all the intrigues within the families, the murders that go on within the families, the head chopping that goes on. Yeah. And so Kamsa was simply following tradition. Simply following tradition. That's what he might say. Kamsa shrinkalitaneka vasudevadi bandava devaki jata shatgarba tata kansari gatana. You, Krishna, made Kamsa, that terrible foe, shackle many of his family. Shackle means to bind in iron chains. Shackle many of his family, Vasudeva and more, and murder the 6 infants, your elder brothers, born from the womb of Devaki. And thus ends the first chapter of the 10th canto, but it's not the end of the 11th obeisance. Where is that coming? Oh, maybe it's quite some time before the 11th obeisance comes. Oh, that's obeisance. Oh, hold on. Looking in the wrong place. Okay. It is. It's the 11th obeisance ends with that verse. And then 12th obeisance has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 verses. Yeah, well, we can read a little bit, or now just looking at the chat, I see. Yes, John Keats, and there's a link to Ode on a Grecian Urn. Thank you, Bhaktin Ipek. Okay, no further comments. And we don't have our guest with us. I hope he comes. But after all, it will be completely up to him whether he wants to or not. We are not the controllers. Have you noticed? Aren't you glad that we are not the controllers? Imagine that you were the controller. Oh my, you would have to be really together. Okay, here we go. Let's do a little more. Let's see how we go. This is nice because we get in summary form what's quite a bit elaborated in the Bhagavatam, and of course is even more elaborated by the Acharyas, Jiva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and so on. Okay, verse 41. Kangsa surabalodvikna svayadava kulartivit Devaki saptamabruna dhaman maya niyojaka. The demonic armed forces of Kamsa terrified your Yadava clan. O knower of the distress of the Yadus, your plenary expansion then appeared as the seventh child in Devaki's womb. You had Yoga Maya make this arrangement. So Krishna's making lots of arrangements. He's made an arrangement for Kamsa to hear this invisible voice. He's made another arrangement with Narada, hearing from Narada. And now he's making another arrangement with Yoga Maya that Balaram appears. And Balaram's appearance will be quite unusual. It will begin in one womb and end in another womb, or from another womb. He'll begin his appearance in the womb of Devaki, and he will complete his appearance pastime from the womb of Rohini. And there will be a very mystical event, a transfer from one womb to the other. And who is going to do that? It's going to be Yoga Maya. And it's explained, Prabhupada explains, I think, or in the verse, that one of the names of Balaram is Sankarshana. Why? Because he is attracted. Karshana means to draw or drawing, and it's the same word as Krishna. Krish means to attract, to draw. A Krishak is a farmer because he draws a plow. Balaram is a farmer. He holds a plow. We never hear about him farming exactly, but he has a plow. And he does drag the Yamuna to him. So he makes a canal. So this transfer is all arranged. So one might ask, why did Balaram have to start in the womb of Devaki? Why he couldn't just start in the womb of Rohini? Well, because the grand plan was there would be 8 children. So there had to be a 7th. And it couldn't be, there had to be 6 first, and those were who were they? They were, well, different explanations, but they, allegorically, they can be the 6 kama, krodha, lobha, etc. of the conditioned soul. All of those are being removed. And then Balaram is doing a kind of final, we could say a kind of final mandira marjana. He's purifying the womb of Devaki to prepare for Krishna to appear. And after he's done this, then he's done his job, then he goes to Rohini, because if he would appear as the son of Devaki, then Kamsa would come after him And well, if there was such a confrontation, then Balaram would have to kill Kamsa, wouldn't he? And that's not the program. That's not the program. So he has to be removed, and then he'll come back into the picture together with Krishna in Mathura when they are 11 years old, and they will have some fun together in the sports arena of Kamsa before Krishna will kill Kamsa. Okay. So that's an arrangement by Yogamaya. Then Devaki putratavapti dvarotsahitamaya he rohini prapita svangsha rauhineya priyavamam, inspiring Yogamaya by telling her you would become Devaki's son. You had her make your plenary expansion the son of Rohini. O beloved of that son of Rohini, please protect me. Okay, so this is still addressing Krishna. Krishna is the beloved of the son of Rohini. Rohineya Priya. Priyava. Ava. Mom. And another verse. Vasudevola satchakte devakyashtamagarbhaga sva-savitri lasat jyoti kangsatrasa vishadakrit. You shone with potency within the body of Vasudeva, entered Devaki's womb as her 8th child, and imparted to your mother's body a luminous effulgence that frightened and disheartened Kamsa. Kangsatrasa vishadakrit. So Kamsa, as Devaki was pregnant with Krishna, Kamsa saw Devaki, and seeing the effulgence of Devaki, he became frightened. Kamsa trasa vishadakrit. Now, someone could well ask, why didn't Kamsa just kill Devaki at this point? And my guess is because by this time he realized, as he realized in the beginning when he was stopped by Vasudeva, that he would not have a good reputation if he would do that. His reputation would be somewhat tainted. And so he controlled himself. He was very self-controlled. Well, so then what happens next? Sada kamsamano vartin brahma-rudra-dyabhistuta satyatmaka jagannatha shuddha sattvika rupa bhrit. You lived always in Kamsa's mind, and Brahma, Rudra, and other demigods offered you prayers. O embodiment of truth, O Lord of the universe, who appeared in forms of pure goodness. And Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu explains that the second half of this verse, satyatmaka, that first word is echoing one of the prayers, I think it's the first prayer, of the demigods. Satyavratam satyaparang trisatyam satyatmak yonim nihitam cha satye. And so he says, the second half of the verse begins a summary of the prayers recited by the demigods to Krishna when he lay in Devaki's womb. Krishna appears in various incarnations, all of them free from any effect of Maya's illusion. So then prayers to Krishna are going to be summarized in just 2 verses. Yeah, I guess so. Sadakam samana vartan. You who are always in the mind of Kamsa. Kamsa is a very fortunate because he's always thinking of Krishna. And one of the major themes of the entire Bhagavatam is how everyone can benefit no matter what your attitude to Krishna is. This can bring you closer to Krishna, even if your attitude is like that of Kamsa. So in other words, those who are dvesha, those who are averse to Krishna, they may also come closer to Krishna. It's better to be averse to Krishna than to be indifferent to Krishna. Whatever emotion one has, the idea is turn that emotion toward Krishna, and that will be our perfection. Bhaktaika labhya sarvasva sarva sarvartha krit vapu rupa nama shitavishta janma matra dararti hrit. You, Krishna, give yourself and all that is yours to your devotees alone. It is from your body that everyone achieves all goals. Sarva sarvartha krit vapu. You enter the hearts of those who take shelter of your beauty and your names. Rupa, nama, ashrita, avishta. That's nice. You enter the hearts of those who take shelter, ashrita, of your beauty, rupa, and nama, your names. Avishta, avishta, we know the word Vishnu, the name Vishnu, he who is literally the one who enters, the one who pervades, and avishta, he who has entered, in which we also have avesha, prema avesha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is absorbed avesha, avishta. So it can also mean absorbed in the sense of being deeply entering. And it can also mean possessed, like a ghost. Lord Chaitanya is possessed with Krishna prema. I'll just read one more verse. Svar bur bhushana padabja vinodaikarta jatahe jaya bhudhara-rupa deva devashvasita matrika O Lord, whose lotus feet are the ornament of earth and heaven, Svar Bhur Bhushana Padabja, you have taken birth just to enjoy your pastimes. Vinoda Eka Arta Jata. Jata means born, and Eka Arta, one purpose. Vinoda, just to enjoy. Enjoyment. Victory to you, remover of the earth's burden. Jaya bhudhara-rupa. Harana means removal. You who remove. Bhara means burden. And bhu is the earth. You who remove the burden of the earth. Who had the demigods console your mother, Deva Ashvasita Matrika. They consoled the mother. And Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu explains, just as Krishna protected the demigods and the residents of the three worlds by descending in the past in avatars such as fish, horse, tortoise, the demigods pray that he now kindly protect them by coming to remove the burden of the earth. So from the demigod's perspective, this is what's important to them about Krishna's appearance. We may remember last week we read prayers of Kunti Devi, and we went quickly through the different reasons why the Lord appears, and we read that the main reason he appears is to restore, to bring back Shravanam Kirtanam, hearing and chanting about him, about the Lord. Okay, maybe we should look at some comments here, questions. I just want to check whether there's been a quiet appearance. No, doesn't look like. I'm just seeing who all is here. Yes, nice to see you all. Okay. Our spontaneous mystery guest is being spontaneously avyakta. Huh?
The surprise even for the person who invites.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Avadhuta Rai is always having something to ask. Is Balaram also like Krishna? Balaram is also like Krishna. He never leaves Vrindavan. So then it is Sankarshan Balaram who merges into Vrindavan, Balaram in the womb of Rohini. Yeah, these are some of the technical sorts of things which I'm never very expert on. Might be a question for Madhavananda Prabhu. One thing, we understand basically Krishna never leaves Vrindavan, so it's his expansion. What expansion? Vasudeva. So we could say it is Sankarsana who appears. But we want to remember that Mathura is, well, now it's complicated because Mathura Krishna leaves for Mathura, but Mathura is also part of Braj. So in that sense, we can say he doesn't leave until he goes to Dwarka, but then he doesn't leave. And it's also explained by, I guess it's Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Madhavananda explains in one of his lectures that after Krishna leaves, so-called leaves Vrindavan, he's in Mathura, he kills Kamsa, he stays for some time. And then he explains to Nanda Maharaj, who has also come to Mathura, that I'm really sorry, but I really have to stay here in Mathura because if I don't stay, there's really going to be trouble. You thought Kamsa was a problem. Just wait till Jarasandha shows up. So I'm going to have to stay and, help out and protect. But according to acharyas, Krishna simultaneously stays in Mathura and comes back to Vrindavan. And the chariot with Nanda Maharaj returning to Vrindavan expands into two chariots, one of them with only Nanda Maharaj, and one with Nanda Maharaj and Krishna. Vrindavan. One compartment, the devotees are all completely distraught because Krishna not there. So they're really absorbed in viraha, feelings of separation, devastating feelings of separation, devastatingly ecstatic. While simultaneously and completely unknown to those devotees, the same devotees are experiencing Krishna in Vrindavan as before. Life goes on, everything is normal, everyone is happy. So figure that out. No problem for Krishna, but big problem for us to understand. Oh, and Dhira Lalita is asking, wouldn't the reputation of Kamsa already be finished by his killing all those children? Yeah, we would think it's already finished, but it could be that in his mind, it was not yet finished, and he wanted to keep at least some of his reputation. And so he didn't kill Devaki. I don't know of any mention of that about his reputation, but the thing is also, Kamsa seems to have been quite mad and irrational. So in his irrationality, he's unpredictable. And we know he's quite mad because the various things that he experiences as his death approaches, the description of what he sees his own head separate from his body, isn't it? He looks in a mirror and he doesn't see his own reflection. So many experiences like that. So he seems to have been quite mad. Okay, Gokulananda Hari. Was Kamsa an intimate associate of Krishna back in the spiritual sky? Who is Kamsa? As I understand, he is a kind of re-showing of either Jai or Vijay. It's like there's Madai and Jagai and Madai. But it's complicated. He's the same person as Kalan. He is previously Kalanemi. You get to a certain point where you can't follow anymore. Who is who and what is what? And what were they originally? And were they anyone originally? And what is their relation to Krishna? Maybe somebody else knows, but I can't give a definitive answer for that one. And Pandava wants to know whether Devaki heard the prayers of the demigods. Well, I think you'd have to ask Devaki. I don't know that she did. I don't remember reading that she did. Yeah, Kalanemi, son of Hiranyaksha. Yeah, all of these, it says, Janma karma chame divyam, evam yoveti tattvata tyaktva-deham punar janmanaiti mameti sorjuna. One who understands the transcendental nature of the Lord's appearance and activities does not take birth again in this world. And we might well wonder, okay, tattvata, do we need to know all these details about Krishna's appearance? Do we have to take an exam and get 90% or 95% or 100%? And otherwise we don't go back to Godhead. I don't think that's how we should understand. What we want to understand is diving, janma karma cha me divya, that the Lord is transcendent, and therefore his birth is transcendent, and therefore his activities are transcendent. Basically, that's what we want to understand. Transcendent to the ordinary ways of material nature, which means he is completely free to enact his appearance when he likes, where he likes, how he likes, for what purpose he likes. All of that is under his control. I think that's all we need to know. So to have that conviction will give us the ticket. Krishna, Krishna. Okay, well, that's all we have on the chat. What we can also do is read a little from His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj's book, I'll Build You a Temple, the Juhu Story, and specifically the occasion of Janmashtami, and this would be which year? 1972, possibly. Yeah, must be. In Mumbai, or Bombay, as it was known back then. How many of you have visited ISKCON Juhu, Bombay? Let's see hands. Okay. Many of you have not. Perhaps you'll have this opportunity sometime to visit. I think it's nice to know there's a lot of history about that temple and how it was built and how the land was acquired. It was a great struggle on many, many levels. And Giriraj Swami is telling that story in all detail in this book. But here is a couple of pages which are describing Janmashtami in the Juhu temple before the present temple was built. This is just after a temporary temple had been built. It was a very, very makeshift temple made with, we call it corrugated iron. It's just iron sheeting. It's just, I don't know, they just kind of put this together with a very simple frame, like a simple open space room with the deities on one end and I don't know, some sort of deity room, pujari area behind. And that was it. And they've just moved the deities in, and the troubles have already started about securing the land. They had purchased the land, which is to say they had put it down, what's called down payment, an advance payment. And the owner of the land it seemed like what he was trying to do was completely cheat the devotees by keeping their money and then denying them the land so that he could sell it again to somebody else, and maybe doing this several times. This sort of thing, I must say, this sort of thing is not terribly strange for India with land mafias and whatnot. So trouble had begun, and Giriraj Swami says, I'm reading from page 102, he says, we were so preoccupied with just surviving, dealing with challenges and executing the specific tasks that Prabhupada assigned to us, that I had hardly thought about the upcoming Janmashtami. But when Harikesh brought it up, I realized that, yes, we must do something. We had no funds in reserve. So Giriraj Swami is speaking first person here, says, I went door to door in the Juhu scheme to collect donations, and people were glad to contribute. So he just went door to door in the neighborhood of the temple. Juhu scheme, I think, means that area around the temple. I don't think it means the apartments within the compound. I'm not sure. So this new temporary temple, he said, was ready. It had actually been done with permission by the local city authorities. There was a small room for deities and another small room for pujari service. Then was the darshan mandap. And it had a roof of asbestos sheets. Yeah, I think this kind of very unhealthy asbestos, and it was supported by steel tubes. There was a raised floor covered by marble chip tiles. Okay, so they had these tiles which were made of marble chips on the floor. So then on Janmashtami evening, the Radha and Krishna deities were taken in a colorful procession from the hut. This is where the deities were before. They were in an even more primitive situation. And you may ask, well, why were deities installed in such unfinished condition. The reason was Srila Prabhupada, he saw the trouble coming. And he knew that in India, if you have a deity on a property installed, it can make it extremely difficult legally to remove from that property. So Prabhupada was clever. He said, let's just go ahead and install in this hut. So now the deities are being moved from that hut to their new temple. The devotees were having kirtan, and they were dancing. There were life members and friends who came to join the festival. And many local people who were seeing what was happening, they also joined, and it was a very happy event. Okay, then we have a description from Harikesh, from his memory. He says, he had taken charge, Harikesh had taken charge of organizing the next day's program. He said, we had a great Janmashtami, the best ever. We had ladies churning yogurt, making lots of butter. And when we broke the fast, we drank the buttermilk. We had a drama about the appearance of Krishna. One devotee lady, Srimati, was Mother Yashoda, and Dinanath was in it. I organized the event. We had a huge feast for everyone, lots of kirtan. It was a wonderful evening. He goes on to say, Gandiva's mother, Yashoda, made the flower garlands. Mrs. Warrior did the other decorations. Mr. Sethi was involved. I met Mr. Sethi once. He's no longer alive, but he was very devoted to Srila Prabhupada. He was he a lawyer? I don't remember now. And Jagat Purusha and Gandiva cooked. Maithili was in the kitchen, and in the temple were Shrimati and Tungabhadra and Palika and Malati. Sridhar was doing kirtan with Dinanath and that skinny young Indian boy, and in brackets, Lokanath, who became Lokanath Swami. Shrimati had made a baby Krishna, and local people stood in long lines to get a chance to rock him by pulling a cord attached to his cradle. They were all excited about celebrating the festival. So this is one thing that can be done if you have a Gopal Murti, or if you don't, you can, I don't know, make some sort, or you could even take a plastic doll, I suppose, and dress them up like Krishna, huh?
Painted blue.
Painted blue, yeah. Everybody was so happy. Urmila Jori, one of the neighbors, remembered. My daughter, Vibha, helped organize Garba dances with girls from the area, and there were bhajans by Surdas, Lord Krishna's blind devotee, and dramas of Krishna Leelas. The platform was decorated, and people churned pots of yogurt, and butter was taken out. There was a large crowd, and at midnight, with the sounding of the conch shell and ghantas, the bells, the curtain was drawn and the Lord took birth on Hare Krishna land. It was a beautiful sight. The priests bathed the Lord with honey, milk, yogurt, ghee, and water. tears came rolling down my eyes. This is still Urmila Jori speaking, one of the neighbors. I had never seen such a sight. The pujaris dressed the Lord, and again we had darshan. Everyone was chanting, and we all had Charitamrita and prasad. And in the end, we all went away happy. We sort of take it for granted in some temples that there can be crowds of people coming for Janmashtami, but this is not the case in some places. It's not possible in China. It's not possible in Dubai, right? I guess you have crowds, but sort of contained, enclosed areas, right? Dharmagupta or Audarya Chandrika. You want to tell us something about Janmashtami in Dubai?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Actually, I can tell how was it in pre-Corona times, so which is like 2 years ago. So yeah, we were organized here the Janmashtami in a public space, basically, but rented public space, temporary. And it was really like devotees put a lot of effort to make it in an unbelievable way in these conditions here. So they decorated the usually in at Janmashtami, that's the top event here, way more popular among local congregation than, let's say, Gaur Purnima. So a lot of Indian people come, even who are not devotees. They are just got invited by devotees, and it's the devotees organizers here. They rented like 2 or 3 floors of that particular building for common events. So on one floor there was like a whole room was decorated as a Jaladuta boat. So we were all sitting in a boat in Kirtan. We were happening there. It was very, very beautiful. Then on another floor, everything was decorated completely like a Vrindavan. With they brought the sand, so we were walking through the sand paths, contemporary, all in greenery and artificial, of course, artificial greenery, but it's like with lots of flowers and pictures of Krishna Lila from Krishna Lila. They put really, really lots of effort into organizing such an event. And on the 3rd floor, there was only like lectures and Krishna Lila Katha was happening. So like 2 floors with kirtans and 1 floor with the Krishna Katha. And there was like a devotees rotating, changing like the different devotees.
That's interesting. Actually, that's a very good concept because people have different interests. Somebody wants to join in kirtan, somebody wants to listen to a lecture, but you can't expect everyone to want to listen to the lecture, especially on Janmashtami. So that's interesting. And the sand you mentioned, there's no lack of sand in Dubai area, right?
So they put that nylons on basically it's a carpeted floors. So they protected first everything with a thick nylon, then brought it's like a week preparation ahead of the event. Wow. So it's really like unbelievable. And the second reason is because there is so many devotees here that they cannot accommodate everyone on one floor. So that's how made 3 different floors so they basically rotating. One batch is going to the 1st floor, then a second, then go to the lecture eventually, then another batch is coming and so on. So it's really like a very massive event, like 5,000-6,000 devotees come, which is for this environment here is pretty amazing.
Yeah. So they had devotees kind of ushering everyone. Okay, now everybody, we're going up to the next floor, or how did that work?
Yes, they have like I think like around 100 volunteers, devotees who are just organizing everything, like directing visitors to certain areas. More than 100 for sure. Devotees are engaged in real time, really, during the festival. So
wow,
the organization is top notch. Really, Sri Vallabha Prabhu is really doing amazing service here with organizing devotees in such a manner. So it's really inspiring to see and to learn for the future how we can arrange in our countries when you come back or something similar events when they become massive one day. So it's really like nice place to learn and to just to be a part of it. Actually, when we try to get some service, it was close to impossible. We applied for a few services. No, it's taken already. Everything is taken. There is no service. So you have to really fight for a service because everything is already taken. There is no. So we took care for like Western devotees, Western visitors. Okay, so that's how I got my tiny service, my slots.
That's good. And this year, what's going to be because of COVID?
I don't know, honestly. I have to check. There are some discussions still on groups, but for sure it will be over Zoom. As all the events, like every week, is still. Friday feast, like we have it here. So Friday feast is on Zoom, of course, and so most probably it will be something like that with some smaller event which will be broadcasted, and of course many visitors will be online.
Okay. All right. Well, we've already come to the end of our time. And I want to thank you all for joining us. Just now I noticed Analia, you're here. Hare Krishna, Analia. Yeah. And Kalyana Giriraj is here. All of you, thank you for coming. And so, what to say except have a good week. Chant Hare Krishna, be happy, keep it simple, keep life simple, simple living, high thinking. Yeah, don't just be simple, think high also. Stay high forever. Remember that expression? Stay high forever, chant Hare Krishna. Yes, and we will, Krishna willing, see you next week. I'm sorry, our mystery guest remains a mystery, but we'll see if we can inspire him for next week. Let's see what happens. Okay, and meanwhile, we can, again, if you like, try to do an ekphrasis of some sort based on one of the paintings of Krishna, Krishna's birth, Krishna's appearance, Krishna's babyhood pastimes. That can be a nice exercise. Okay, so thank you all very much. Keep well, keep safe. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari
Hari Bo.
Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Hari Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you.
Kelly, que hay fotos. Talía, vamos.
Hare Krishna.